You mentioned the offensive line. Trevor Penning to guard. Got any legs to it?
Yeah, I think they're really going to try him out at every spot. I have doubts, and I'm not trying to be unfair to anyone. I have doubts that he's going to be able to handle that. I mean, I just don't know that things happening quicker is going to be the thing that makes him succeed. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. They were trying Banks out at both guard or both tackle spots, and he did get a couple snaps at both guard spots, but mostly on the left side at the rookie camp. I think they're going to go through it like that. Some of the people I've talked to around the team are kind of open to the idea of really having a strong left side of the line with Fuaga at tackle, Banks at guard for a year, Penning at the other tackle spot for a year, and then a year from now kind of recalibrating it and kind of setting it up to where, you get maybe Fuaga at the long-term right spot, Banks at the left. I would cringe a little bit if they took a guy at 9 that becomes a career guard. I mean, the bar is just really, really high there. I just don't. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm discounting Penning's ability, but just putting him at that spot, I don't know. It kind of gives me shivers a little bit just thinking about him trying to figure out just flipping sides is one thing, but it is different on the inside and things happening faster. I mean, he kind of struggles with that, and I don't know. We'll see though.
Man, it has got to be one of the better offensive lines. Like, it has to be, I think, certainly in division, but in the NFL. I mean, you talk about assets and having all these first rounders and then a second rounder at center. Like, they have tried, and if it doesn't work out again, that looks so poor on their evaluation skills, Nick, of what they can do, because like, we're talking about an offensive line that if you wanted to, you could have first-round picks across the board and a second-round pick at center.
Man, like, if this isn't the strength of the team this year, like, so much has gone wrong. It would be impossible for him to almost not be good, going forward at that position. Because, like, the bar's not even that high to have a good offensive line. Like, obviously there's the Eagles in it. They're the outlier. But you really go through the league, there aren't a lot of teams with, like, 3 guys with a positive PFF score. And that's not the end-all, be-all barometer. But just using it as, like, a rough gauge, like, of guys with the score of 70 or higher. I looked at it last year coming in, like, trying to figure out what the bar was just for them to be serviceable. And it was really shockingly low. And they should have 3+ guys this year. I mean, it should be Banks, it should be McCoy, it should be Fuaga, and Ruiz and Penning. Ruiz more than Penning should be serviceable. But like, if Fuaga's not a strength this year and Banks isn't a strength this year, like, you're right, it is just a catastrophe of roster asset mismanagement if they are not able to give Tyler Shuck some protection up front.
Catching up with our guy, Nick Underhill. NewOrleans.football is the site. Definitely the go-to place for all your New Orleans Saints news. Speaking of, like, maybe buzz from some rookies, as we talked about, of course, the quarterback position and Tyler Shuck. Any other rookies maybe get some of that buzz as we had a chance to see them a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I mean, I like all the running backs they brought in, and just even, like, going, like, way down the list, the UDFA Yarns, like, he had some, like, legitimate.
Had a great Senior Bowl,
skills.
by the way.
Yeah, man, he can move, he can play. We'll see, like, when they're actually, able to hit him and all that stuff. But, like, there were a couple things where he catch a ball and just kind of, turn and go up the field, and just, like, the hip fluidity and just, like, the quick movement skills really stood out. And that could be an asset. That battle is going to be, like, super, super interesting. The fact that they already got Mims out of here, kind of speaks volumes. The Kendre Miller thing is a huge camp storyline. They don't have any tie to this guy. Like, the third round pick going into him does not matter, and there is legitimate competition. Yeah, so he's going to have to prove it and pick it up another playbook. The third one in 3 years. I mean, that was the big issue with him last year, is that he couldn't get himself lined up, and he was just not assignment sound. And if this is the issue again, I could see him being out of here. I mean, I really think he has something to prove. The tight end, I think I'm not even going to try to say his name, multi-moto.
Hey, we'll get there in September.
Yeah, we'll learn it. We'll learn it for sure. But I think he has a golden opportunity here. Just going into these OTAs and minicamp too. Holker has an ankle injury, which I think is probably going to keep him sidelined here for a little bit. I don't think Foster's ready to be out there, so
Yeah.
there's a huge opportunity to kind of show what you can do there. So I think that's going to be really interesting too.
Hey, Nick, one more thing before we let you go, and of course, we're catching up with our guy, Nick Underhill. We mentioned a lot of the offensive guys. Well, we know offense is the superior side of the football. We do have to talk about those other guys, as my dad would say, those turds over on defense. Any guy like maybe pop for you? Because, I mean, I actually am excited about a couple of the guys they drafted. I think they're going to be some value picks. Anybody there pop for you over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, all we saw is rookie camp. I like Sanker, man. Like he just kind of has a little bit of a presence on the field. He looks like he's got some edge to him. I'm really excited to see when he can start hitting some people. Quincy Riley, I'm interested to see him. He was out with injury that nobody wants to talk about. I guess he has some type of procedure like sometime this offseason.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with him. But I like Sanker a lot. You know, the one guy I'm really, and this is like we're getting on that complete, like the super third side of the ball. I wouldn't want to know what your dad says about these guys, but you know, I'm excited to see the punter, man. Like I don't feel like they've been good at punting since you know, really Morstead left. They really haven't had a good answer at that position. And just for like the comedy, I think Burnup's like 6'6". Like I want to see him standing next to Groupie just to get the picture to see what it kind of looks like.
Yes.
But yeah, man, I like Sanker. I like watching him. I like, you know, not only on defense, again, special teams. Like if you go through and watch him, like he made a ton of special teams plays. I think he has a chance to be like really special in that phase. And you know, getting him in that room with Tyron and Reed, I think is going to be, you know, really good for him. You get a year. There's a lot of traits there, and he is one of them guys. You go out there and you're like, wait, who's that? And you know, you look at the roster, it's like, oh, all right, like that's a good first impression to make in rookie camp.
All right, there he is, our guy, Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football. Go ahead and subscribe. I promise you will not be disappointed. The go-to place for all of your New Orleans Saints news. Nick, we appreciate it every single week. We'll catch up again with you next Tuesday.
Yeah, man, I appreciate like no Andor comments or like, you know, just a straight football session.
Yeah, you know, I hadn't seen any of that, so that's exactly what you're going to get, Nick.